everyone. Thanks so much for coming. My name is Melissa Armo. Can everybody hear me and see the slide? Let me know. For the new people that are here that have never been to my room, you can just type in there where I said hi. If you have questions when we go through the presentation tonight and you want to ask a question, you can type it in. I'm the only person that can read comments, and then I will answer it out loud. Okay? Very good. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. My name is Melissa Armo, and I own a company called The Stock Swoosh. And tonight I'm going to do a webinar talking about the strategy I trade, which is gaps. And I'm going to talk about gaps tonight and how you could make money doing this for a career if it's something that you wanted to do. Now, a lot of people dabble in the market. Some people do it a couple days a week. Some people do it here and there when they have time over the course of a year. But if you really want to be serious about trading, then you really need to be involved with the market almost every day. I mean, Monday through Friday, okay? Now, the strategy I trade, which we're going to talk about, really focuses on morning setups. If you have questions, you can email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com, or feel free to give me a call at 929-3200-GAP. And I have a lot of videos and previous webinars on YouTube if you want to go there as well, okay? Any questions before we get started here? Everybody good? Kathy's here if you need support help. Okay, great. All right, let's get going. Maybe you've been thinking about trading for a career. Maybe you're doing a career right now that you don't like. How I got started in trading was I was doing mortgages, and I really was tired of it. I had been involved in doing loans during the 2007-2008 mortgage crisis, and I really wanted a change in my life. But one of the nice things about working in the banking industry years ago was that I had unlimited potential for an unlimited amount of income. Okay, so the nice thing about trading the market is that the more money that you risk in your trades, the more you have the potential to make. So the topic tonight was talking about how you can make $20,000 a month, which averages out to be, you know, a little bit less than $1,000 a day, but there are some days really that I don't trade if there's no good setups. So my goal is to try to make $1,000 minimum a day. Some days make a little bit less. Some days I make a little bit more, and then there are some days where, like I said, I don't take any trades. And we're going to talk about that too. So if you've been thinking about trading, like I said, and you want to learn something, what I do, which is gaps, is in between the time period in the Eastern time zone of 9:30 to 10 a.m. So if you wanted to trade with me, you would have to be able to fit that time frame in your schedule. Okay, a lot of people are in different places. The other reason that I like to trade gaps is because the trades move very, very fast, okay, very quickly. And in fact, I had some internet issues this morning, so I didn't get the first move in a stock pick that I saw that I liked last night, which we're going to go over. I did get a secondary move in it today, but the morning move actually was the fastest, okay? But there are some days that you can do secondary trades in some of the things that I do, which we'll talk about too. If you've got a passion for the market and you've always been interested in trading or investing or anything, you can learn a very advanced method to read daily charts with me, so you can do this for overnight trades too. I also work from home. All you need is a broker platform, a live platform where you can take orders, put orders in, live level 2, and you need charts, okay? Daily charts and a 1-minute chart, at least, bare minimum, okay? And if you have questions about that, you can email me too. And also, the nice thing, as I was saying, is trading for a career means you have unlimited income potential. One of the things I want to point out before I start talking about gaps, though, is that you really don't have to be someone that is sophisticated in the market, knowledgeable, or trading for a long, long time to make money. I have a new student. He just did the class in June, and he's doing amazing, okay? He's quadrupled the size of his account. He's doing very, very well. He listens to everything I say. So he's just a regular guy, you know, and he's doing it. So you do not have to be someone that has been trading for a very long time. It's interesting because most of the people I talk to have been trading for a long, 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 long time. And a lot of them are losing. And a lot of them have bad habits. and they're afraid to come to me and learn something else because they've been trading and they kind of have a negative attitude, feeling that nothing in the market can work. But that's not true. You know, I live in New York, a very cosmopolitan city, and there's a lot of people that are involved in the finance industry in New York, and there's a lot of people that are involved in various different fields that are all involved with the stock market, whether it's Forex, whether it's, you know, U.S. currencies. So there's lots of people making money trading, okay? I think when you live in New York, you know, you talk to a lot of people that are doing well in the market, so it helps your attitude. But you do not have to live in New York to actually trade. You don't even have to live in the U.S. You could trade the U.S. market from anywhere in the world, okay? But the timing that I'm looking at is between 9:30 and 10, even though the market's open from 9:30 to 4. So you can make money in the market. There are people that win and there are people that lose. You will always have more people that lose in the market, though, than win. Why? Okay? Because it's a zero-sum game trading. You are actually taking money. I actually took money from somebody else today, okay, that was in the stock I was in the opposite direction. So I was in a short, and somebody was going long the stock. We're going to go over the chart. In fact, I'm going to go over it right now. I'm going to pull it up right now. Hang on one second, just to prove my point here. Can you see my chart? I don't have the arrow here in the chart, but can you see it? Kathy, I don't have the chart arrow. We'll fix that later tonight before tomorrow morning, Carrie. But if you can see the chart, I'm not going to worry about it. Kathy, let me know you're there because I'm going to call you after the webinar. Anyways, this was the thing today here that I shorted. Again, like I said, I had a bigger move in the morning, but I didn't have internet. Got it back, did a late trade. Bottom line is, when I shorted this stock today, which fell in the day, so the right direction to make the money was to the downside, I took money from a long. I took money from someone somewhere on this planet that was going long this stock today. Stock today was CAR, C-A-R, and I'm just going to put it in here in the room. This was, if you want to look this up, this was the gap today, okay? So anyways, the bottom line is that this actually was a good short. I shorted it, made money. You could have done it in the afternoon, you could have done it in the morning, but somebody went long. All right, let's go back to the webinar. So it's a zero-sum game. Not everybody is going to make it. You're taking money from somebody else. That's why you got to get the direction right, okay? If you've not been doing well, again, this isn't beyond the realm of possibility to make money trading. Whatever obstacles you've had, whether they are actual obstacles, real obstacles where you don't have a good quality system, that would be a reason to come to someone like me. If you have other reasons why you haven't done well trading, mental issues, I don't know, maybe you feel beat up from the market because you've been trading for a number of years and haven't seen success, or whatever the reason is, you've got to overcome those mental issues as well. I can help people with that, talking to them, and calling the live trades in the room, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it is you that it has to get over that hump in your mind. So in order to become successful, you've really got to take your success seriously. It's not impossible to do this. You can learn from someone that knows what they're doing, and that is me. You know, I talk to a lot of people, like I said, and some people just want to take trades and kind of go to a lot of webinars and stuff. I did that at the beginning too when I first started out in 2008. But I found that there really wasn't a lot of information out there about gaps that was accurate. There is some information, not a lot, but what was out there about gaps was not correct. So the method that I do, and we're going to discuss a little bit here today, and again, you can watch a lot of my YouTube videos and get a feeling for what I do, but I'm trading stocks only that gap, and I do prefer to short. And a lot of the things that are out there about gaps are just inaccurate, okay? Most people think that gaps fill themselves. We looked at the CAR chart, we'll look at that again, but the bottom line is that isn't accurate. Gaps do not fill themselves for the most part. And even the ones that do, you can't predict it ahead of time. You have to be able to predict ahead of time before the move happens in a stock for you to make money to take the trade. So part of that is being focused. So what I do is I get up in the morning, okay, and I'm looking for stocks to trade in the morning that are gapping. I can also look at night. So I saw the CAR last night. You can look at night, you can look in the morning. I do not take trades before the live day after 9:30, okay? So I definitely wait until the market open to get in the trades. But I am focused beforehand, prepared, and know what I want to do. And like I said, I like to do the shorts before the market even opens, okay? So is $20,000 a month doable? Can you make that money in the market? The answer is yes. What does it depend on? A, your system, and B, your risk. So you have to have a system that can provide the amount of moves and quality trades within a month's time that you can take and make to make this money. You don't want to take 5 losing trades and have 1 big winner to make this kind of money. You want to be consistent. So my system has about an 80% probability. What does that mean? It means for every 10 trades, figure 2 we're going to be losers and 8 will be winners. You have to risk an average of between $500 and $1,000 per trade to hit this mark, okay? I'm not saying that everyone that comes to me is going to be able to afford to do this. Some people can't afford to risk $500 in a trade, $1,000 in a trade. But the benefit of coming and learning from me is that you will get there. You will get there if you learn the system and stay consistent and can grow your account, okay? And that's important. Very quickly before I start talking about gaps, I just want to show everybody here all the trades back from, this is from July because I took off at the beginning of the month for the July 4th holiday. So this is since after the July 4th holiday where I took off for a week. All the trades that I did in here. A&F was a short, Coors was a short, the 1 day and the 12th, no trades. STX was a little quickie. In fact, if we have time tonight, we could look at these charts. Then I had 2 losers. That was a tough day. 2 losers in JPM and WFC. Monday, then no trades. HOG was a good one. IBM was a really good one. QCOM was good. In fact, this went longer. I didn't hold it. GE was a loser. HIB was a good one here on the 24th. STX lost in this one here on the 25th. MU was a good one. F was a good one. ACAM was a good one. Twitter was a short here, $1,140 on the 27th. MAT was a profitable trade. Starbucks, 31st no trades. And last week was a really, really, really good week. UA was $1,110. AMC on Tuesday, 2,200. Oh no, this was Wednesday. I'm sorry. 2,200. TIVA was the big one. In fact, I do have the TIVA in the chart tonight. We'll look at the TIVA. INFM was a baby one on Friday, although I could have held it longer. And I called the SPY long yesterday, and today was the CAR, which I did not put in here because I did a late afternoon trade, but we're going to go over it. So bottom line is, for all the people out there that think that they can't make money trading, it's hogwash. But I got to tell you, I'm so focused. And not only that, it's like in my mind, okay, I'm like even people in the room, if they say, they like this thing, they like that thing, I almost just block out the rest of the world. Sometimes I'm wrong and I take losses. Like you saw the trades I lost in the month of July. But I believe and have 100% conviction in the trades that I choose to take. And it's the system that I do, my Golden Gap system that I believe in. I believe that my method will work every day, come hell or high water, and that is exactly how I trade. So when I see the setup, boom, I just take it and I believe in it. Like yesterday, actually in the morning, I told the room, CAR is going to be a good one. And I saw it last night, and it was a good one. So anyways, does anyone have any questions so far? If you do, just ask me. My system has an 80% win ratio. Again, 10 trades, 2 will be losers, 8 will be winners. That's a profitable system. You don't even need a system to be an 80% ratio to be profitable. But I have a tracking video going back all the way from January for the trade calls in the trading room through 8/5. Again, didn't have the CAR in there for today. There was 29 losers and 117 winners. And that is very, very profitable system. Bottom line is you can make more than 20 grand, as you can clearly see from even the last month. So when you're in the market for a long time, which I've been now for more than 8 years, the potential is for you to make more than $20,000 a month. I talk about that in webinars often, and the goal of $1,000 a day. But you can see here, even in the last month's trades, the profits were well over $20,000 a month. Okay, you could have hit up over $30,000. Your risk though would have had to be about $1,000 a trade. Okay. Any questions so far? If you want to be successful, you have to, number 1, trade a system that sets up daily with a high level of predictability in the directional move. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for stocks that are gapping down that I want to short. I don't short stocks that gap up. So that's unique too. Some people do that. I don't. I also trade a system that works independently of the market. Somebody asked me that the other day, actually, in the room on Monday. What if the market goes bearish? The market's bullish. Will my system work? The answer is yes. You don't need the market to be with you or against you in either case, opposite or same, to do my strategy, to do what I do, okay? And that is very, very freeing, because if you are relying on the market for your moves, you're going to have a hard time being consistent, because the market's all over the place, wiggly jiggly. And also, the market's hard to read on any given day. Market's very strong though. In fact, I didn't look to see how we closed today, but I bet we hit up, really, really hit over the high a lot today. Did we? In fact, somebody write it in the room. Did we hit a good number today? I didn't look to see how we closed because I was doing so many things in the last hour, but you can write it in the room and let me know. Anyway, success or failure has everything to do with the quality of your system. Everything, okay? So, how can you become successful day trading? The number one key ingredient to becoming successful as a trader is having a specific system and strategy that can offer you reliable and consistent profits on a regular basis. This is key. Trading success and financial success in the market is by pure design. It's not accident. You can't just take kamikaze trades. And not only that, in order to be successful, you need a niche, okay? So my niche is not just that I do gaps, but that I'm focusing on the shorts, okay? And that is unique as well, okay? That's one of the ways I can see something like car, that it's going to be a good short, which it was. The way that I figure this out is I'm reading the institutional money that moves stocks in gaps. Not all gaps, though, are made with institutional money. Again, there's lots and lots and lots of gaps out there that happen. And actually, most of the gaps that happen in any given day are crap. And there's no play in them. And people are getting whipped around. And that's one of the reasons why people misread gaps and they get scared of gaps and they think gaps do gap fills. No, okay? You stay away from things that are nothing. You don't trade them. So this is one of the reasons why people often are confused reading gap direction. But it's not confusing if you have a method to review it daily. In fact, let's pull up Apple. I didn't even see how this closed today either. Hold on. I called an option trade in this last week. Probably nobody believed me, but the people that did made a lot of money. Let's see what this did. Oh my Lanta. Here it is. Wow. Okay, let's look at this one here. So, what did I just say? A lot of people don't know how to read stuff. A lot of people shorted Apple last week. It had earnings. It gapped up on the earnings. It fell on that day. I did not short this. That would be ridiculous. Anyways, I called it as an option trade, as a long, as a call. And I called the 160 calls. I forget the expiration date I called. I think I even might have given 2. I'll have to go back and look. I think I did give 2. Anyways, bottom line is this blew up today. Look all the way up. So this ran almost 2 points through the strike today. This was a really nice call. Can everybody see this chart? So people that shorted this in here thinking it was going to fill the gap, lost. Okay. I knew this would hold in here. It did. In fact, when it came in here, I told people to get out of the trade if they wanted to. And then it pushed back up and ran over the high. This was a really nice call. So you have to have 100% conviction. And when you see something like this, I still have conviction. I see that, I still have conviction. I see that, I still have conviction. I tell people to add to the trade here, and it goes poop. So that's where I have an itch. There's nothing that I see that sets me off unless I see something happening that it should not be doing. But the stock never did anything wrong, never did anything that it shouldn't have been doing, and everybody that did the trade made a lot of money today. If they got out, I don't know where people are at with it. We'll have to go over that tomorrow. But anyways, the point I was trying to make here is people are often confused reading gap direction. And Apple's a good example because the stock gapped up and on the live day it fell. But there was no play in it that day of the gap up. You couldn't have gone long another day, made money as a day trade, and the call wasn't long though. And you could have watched it for a long as a day trade, or you did it as an option trade. It's a good swing trade too. Apple's higher. But it's not confusing to me because I follow my system. I follow my method, and my method is a 26-point system. So gap, the Apple gap, for example, and I rarely go long, but I wanted to show you that one because it was a good example of something that might have confused people. I follow my system. If the system tells me it's good in the direction of the gap, whether bullish or bearish, then I know it's good. I know you can do a trade in it. So I have a 26-point checklist. That is what the system is. And anything that rates 20 points or more, you can do it in the direction of the gap. You can use it for bullish or bearish, but I prefer to focus on the shorts. Okay? Makes sense? Galahad is saying that the high in the Qs was 145.47. Okay, so we got up over 145 today in the Qs. And the SPY high reached almost 249, 248.91. Very good. We're headed to 250. It's in sight. So we got within a point of that today for the SPY. Very, very good. Thank you. So even when I see something like Apple, and it's falling, and I see it and I say, wait a minute, I know this is long. And you follow it and you stick with it and you have the conviction and you take the trade, and that's how you make money. Okay? So my niche is that I'm looking for institutional money, large institutional money in the gap. Gaps are created with large institutional money, at least the ones you can predict ahead of time, and that's what makes the gap. The professional gaps that happen and play in stocks are formed by one thing, and one thing only, large institutional money. Therefore, you need a way that will help you pick the correct direction to play the gap and confirm that the large money will flow with it. Okay? That's what you want to do. You want to find a way to say, where is this going? I'm going to predict it. The gaps are an event. They create a sense of urgency. And so what happens is, and CAR is a good example today, it's an immediate urgency that happens that's forcing participants in the stock, people that own it, okay, people that are long or short, in whichever direction you're playing, it's forcing them to do something because they're seeing the stock actually gapping. Now, what makes a gap? Like I said, institutional money, but why would it be in it? Sometimes it's earnings. Sometimes it's a downgrade. Sometimes it's some kind of news. All right? It's many, many reasons why things gaps. But this is why gap trading is incredibly powerful. Trading golden gaps is a powerful and profitable way to trade because you're trading on the side of power money, okay? And that is how you can get moves in stocks like CAR, in stocks like Apple, and in all the ones that I just showed you. Teva was another one, and I do have this chart in here. We will review it. So my Golden Gap course, my class, teaches you how to rate the gaps, how to know Apple's higher, how to know CAR's lower, how to know Teva's lower. Now, this was one of these extremely big movers that happened. I call this falling off a planet. This was last week. Big, big, big trade for me. The stock closed up here the night before, August 2nd. Boom, open in the morning here on August 3rd and fell. So this is the day I did the day trade short. Now, there was 2 shorts in this for me in the day. You can play some of these things all day if you want to. I get out usually in the morning, and if I do a second one, it's later. Anyways, this worked. Look at what it did here and here and here. So the stock just kept falling. So this is a great example of institutional money. From the day previous to the earnings, the stock was up here and closed at around 31 something. Boom, within less than a week. So this was Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. In fact, let's just look at what this low was here because I can't read it. Let's pull it up. Hold on. The low in Teva. Oh, geez, this looked like it bounced and then it didn't even. Look, the low in Teva today was 1821. Look. So from the close, oh my gosh, this is what I'm talking about. So the stock closed 31.25, and then the low today, and it's not even done. It's not even over. I bet this goes another day. 1821. The stock has lost almost 50% of its value actually after it. Can you believe that? It did. Teva gapped the second day as well. I did not short this the second day in the room, but I did call it in the room, and there were people in the trading room that did short that. There were. I did not, but there were people that did. I called a great trade. I should have done it too. I had such a good day Thursday. I didn't want to really do anything Friday, but this actually, I did call in the room. Eric, you weren't there, but people did it and it worked. In fact, I called 21 as the target, and then it even broke that. This stock has lost almost 50% of the value. I should have called an option in this. I just, I didn't. Sometimes I think of these ones and I'm like, they really got to get the momentum going. Most of the ones I've been calling for the options are really have a lot of volatility and are the high flyers and have they're more expensive. But if something drops anyways, you can make money in it either way in an option too. Anyways, this is a great example of the power of institutional money in a stock and how it moves it. Why the stock gap down doesn't bother me. Okay, I don't read fundamentals. Yes, Eric, it was a big one. But I didn't call an option in it, and I should have done that too. I could be calling trades every second I'm breathing if I sat at my desk all day from 9:30 to 4. But, this was one of these ones, it just didn't dawn on me. We were just day trading it. I'll have to think of that more for those of you that just like to do the options. Any questions so far? Every once in a while, you will get a good one like that, Eric. That will just be a huge home run, and it really will make your month. I mean, it absolutely will. And that's trading. I mean, you don't know, and that's why I'm saying you stay consistent. You do the trades. You make your goal every day. And then every once in a while, boom, you're going to get an amazing trade. IBM was like that. Teva was like that. We've had 2 in the last month that were just like huge, beautiful trades. So you will just get them. So that's why you don't go crazy. You're not looking to get out of the high of every day in a long or the low of every day in a short. Every trade does not have to be some huge risk to reward winner. That's not the goal. The goal is to make your goal every day and be consistent and keep your losses down. And I usually do 1 trade a day, maybe 2. It's rare that I would do more than 2 at all. But your goal is to make your goal, okay? If you're doing this for a living, then you got to make your goal. And if it starts to back up against you and you're up profiting, your goal's in for the day, the right thing to do is get up. Get out. You can always, or get out when you're up, I meant to say. You can always take a second trade, okay? That is what I did in the Teva. And actually, CAR today, I like I said, I did not do the first one, but you could have done 2 trades in the CAR today too, all right? Anyways, it is about making good choices. You got to find quality trades, and part of that is having a good system. And what I also teach in the class, besides the points, is how to get the entry right and then the exit. I call the live trades in the room. The entry, the stop. The exit, the target, I call it in the room. It's very easy to follow me. You're following me in the room. It's very, very easy. In fact, if any of you want a trial to the trading room for the rest of the week, email me. Here, I'll put my email in and I can send you one for the rest of the week. And I should have no internet problems tomorrow. I had to, unfortunately, get a new box. My box was bad for the Verizon. Anyways, my system tells you how, what, and when. How do you make money in the market? You trade a strategy and system that's profitable. For me, it's golden gaps. That's my system. I'm looking for large momentum. That's my focus. What stocks should you trade? I trade stocks that gap and rate 20 points or more per my 26-point system. And I trade it in the direction of the gap, and I try not to go long and short on the same day as well, and I make the money and I get out and I'm up. When do I trade them? Early in the morning between 9:30 and 10. Boom, that's it. If it doesn't set up by 10, I'm not doing it. And that's my structure. That's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm making, like I said, if your goal is to make approximately $1,000 a day or 20 grand a month, when you're up it, you've got to know that and you're watching it. And when you're up, you get it out. There, Kathy put my information in the room if everybody has any questions. So anyways, how much money do you need to risk per trade? Like I said, 500 or 1,000. Okay, I'm risking $1,000. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less in some of those because I do not use odd lots. But you could risk less if you want, if you cannot afford to risk this. Even if you made half the money in the last month in the trade calls I made in the room, that's still a lot of money. It still would be 15 grand. A lot of people can live on 15 grand. So If you want to get to a point where you're doing this for a career, you've got to make good choices. You have to have a plan of action. That means you're going to follow a system. You're going to look for the entries. You do not get in a stock if it doesn't set up. Sometimes I like a gap, like car. What if car wouldn't have set up today? Then you don't do it. You don't know. That's why I don't get in until after 9:30. And on top of that, it has to set up. Okay? You don't overtrade. No piggy targets. And you chunk it out. Okay? So the goal is obviously an average of $5,000 a week if you can make it. Sometimes you'll make a little more. Sometimes you'll make a little less. But it's the average. Okay? So one of the things important is that you have a system, like I said, that is reliable, and that's where you get the conviction and confidence. Now, a lot of people are trading for a long, long time. They lack confidence because they haven't been sticking with the same thing. All the time I get people, well, I've tried Forex, I've tried this, I've tried futures. Just stick with one thing. People just jump around way too much. Early on, I made a lot of money in a gap. And actually it was a short. Actually, I remember it was Netflix. It was the biggest trade I ever had. It was right very early. The first month that I traded, I made $5,000 shorting Netflix in a gap, and I was hooked. And that was the beginning for me, because then anything I did, I saw the potential that I wanted to be in a stock that moved. And stocks that gap move. They have momentum. Now, this car here today, this is earlier today, it ended up dropping more. And actually, this looks lower too. I wouldn't be surprised if this fell again tomorrow. Follow through here in the car. Target 28, next target. Okay? So you gotta have conviction in what you do. Otherwise, how can you risk any money at all? Here's the gap. Now, I've been talking about gaps. For those of you that don't know what a gap is, I'm going to explain it. Again, a stock gaps, when the stock price closes at one price the day before at 4 Eastern, boom, opens it the next day at 9:30 at a different number. So whatever this number is, this is a daily chart. This was yesterday, last night on, what is today? It was Monday night. So Monday night, the stock closed up here. Boom. Open this morning on Tuesday, here. Okay? So that's what a gap is. This is a daily chart. So that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for in the morning, and I'm looking for them to short. Any questions so far here today? What also do you need? You have to have good money management. You can't be up $1,000, $1,500 in a trade, looking for a piggy target, which some of the trades do get to, like the TIVA, but you can't be up money like that and not get out. Whether you're doing the options, whether you're doing the day trades, you can't just ignore the fact that the market's giving you money when so many people are losing. I tell people, even get out half, book half it, leave the stop, try to get it down to a second target. You can even move the stop to break even, okay? Get out the whole thing. If it sets up again, do a second trade, okay? Same thing with the options too. Don't be afraid also to use stops. Now, I talked about the fact I had some losers in the last month, which I showed you. I had stops. They were hard stops. That means when the platform hits the number that I put the stop at, if I put the stop at 25.10, boom, and the stock hits 25.10, I'm out. Okay? So the only way that you can have consistent results is by taking stops. Because if something does go against you and doesn't work, like car, which it didn't today, but say it would have, the stock could have gone crazy. Could have rallied up $3. And if you have 3,000 shares of something and it goes $1 against you, you could be risking $3,000. And if you don't want to risk $3,000, and that wipes out 3 good trades. Okay? So it's easy to come back from one bad day, 2 bad days in a month. It's hard for people to come back when they have no money management, they don't use hard stops, and they have not assessed their overall risk. You do have to consider that. In fact, does anyone have any questions about that right now? Ask me, because that's an important part too. Bottom line is, to make it in this business, if you want to be a career day trader, It's a great job, but you can't lose a lot. You just can't. And you know, the funny thing is when I have a day when I don't have a good day, or I have a day where I have 2 losses, like I did that one day with the Friday, you know, it sucks. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like to lose ever, but it's just one of these things that you have to understand. As long as you have a good system, as long as you're winning more than you lose, you're ahead of the pack. Okay, but you have to win more than you lose. When things aren't working your way, just stop. Take the one loss. You'll come back the next day. I always say we're going to get a good one tomorrow. That's another reason why I don't trade days when there's no good gaps. So the only way to make consistent profits is what? Stick with the system. Follow money management. Get out when you're up. Use stops. Limit your losses. Follow someone. If you can be in my room and follow me. If you're a student of mine, you can join my live trading room. People have to do my class to join the room. But if you follow my trades, you should do well. Okay, Abel is a great example of that, and he's so new. If you're in overnight positions, you have to have a fixed risk too, I believe, which the options you do. You don't really have a stop. You just, you know, you're only going to lose what you risk. But you really have to money manage them too when you're up. How did I find CAR? Yesterday, I just saw that it was reporting. CAR was earnings. So CAR last night was on the list of reports for last night's earnings. Here, I'll pull it up. Hold on. Actually, I'm sure this was on here today, but this would have been... Actually, this isn't in this list today. That's funny. Look, it wasn't in the closings today here of the list. There must have been way weaker things. Another good one today was DF. Oh, that's funny. I don't see CAR on the list. Anyways, it was last night. It was. Here. So last night, here it is. Here's the gap. So the stock reported. Boom. 415 fell off a cliff. This bar here, look at that. Size of the bar high is 33.40. Low in here is 29.27. Boom. Look, $4. Dropped like a brick. Look at the volume. See the square up at the top? The V, 506, 564. All of that stock is gapping. This is last night. Last night. Then here this morning. And then it went do. And then we opened. Oh, no, here's the open. Where's the open? Here's the open. No, here's the open, 9:30. So all of this was this morning. All of this was last night. So it reported last night, and then it opened this morning, and it held a gap. So you can just look, okay, for things that are reporting. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying, you've got to reinforce a disciplined behavior. Get out when you're up. Take the profits. Do 1 trade a day. Focus. Have an itch. Focus on the shorts. I do gaps. It's quality, not quantity trades. I do not trade till 4 o'clock unless I happen to do 1 second later trade, which is maybe once or twice a month. The bottom line is that you can't overtrade. The only person that makes out when you're doing that is a broker from commissions. And some days you will take a day off, which is nice. You're looking at 2 different things. When you're looking at options, you're looking at return on investment. When you're day trading, you're looking at return on risk. But overall, above and beyond return on investment and return on risk is what? Win ratio. If you have a high win ratio system, you don't need to have some very high return on risk or return on investment profit percentage. Because if you could take 8 out of 10 trades and be profitable, you're making money even if the trades you don't get out of them at bigger targets. Now, many of these do go to bigger targets. Whether you hold them or not is up to you. But if you are consistent with what you are doing and have a high win ratio system, which I do, you will make money. And you can increase your risk per trade, which, like I said, if you want to risk $1,000, you could have had the month like the last, from July, all the trades I just showed you. And you could have made over 30 grand. Now, if you can't risk that, then you risk less, but you're still doing the same trades. Whether you take 500 shares or 1,000 shares or 5,000 shares of something, the trades are the same. Your risk varies depending on what you can afford, and also depending on how good of a trader you are. You know, how well you do my system, how well you listen to me when I'm calling the trades in the room. But the most important thing to do well is the win ratio, having a high win ratio. So here just showed the chart again in both the TIVA. I mean, it just really, to see that, I knew it was a good gap. Huge trade then later in the day. Huge trade if you did it the second day too. Could have done a swing trade of this, could have done an option trade of this, could have day traded this for 4 days. I believe this is even lower too. I mean, just another great example of how you can play something really hard if it continues. CMG was another one that just fell. I don't have that chart in here, but that was another one that fell off a planet and continued. Followed through with the move of the momentum. I like to look at different things every day. But CAR again probably continues tomorrow and sets up. It's my personal preference. I like to trade different stock symbol every day, but it's not a rule, okay? Very often when these things get going, they really, really can get going, okay? And the same thing to the upside. Shorts or longs, okay? Any questions so far? Anybody in here? Anyways, the edge that I really have in trading is, you know, I'm focusing on mostly in one direction and the points. That's what's helping me predict where is it going. If I know the direction a stock's going to go before it does it, I take the trade. And I get in sometimes by 9:31, 9:35. That's early. Market only opens at 9:30, okay? So the value that you would have coming to me is that you're going to be able to get in way before other people are even seeing these stocks or seeing them on the scanners, you know, seeing them pop up late after they've moved half the move already. Sometimes I'm in something on a mountain 5-10 minutes. It's dropped $1 or more. But, you know, ultimately making money is about consistent strategy, consistent trade selection, getting the entries right, following the move of what the institutions are doing. I follow my system to the letter. If something doesn't rate well, I won't trade. That's why some of those days I had on there no trades, okay? And I really, really think that this is an important part of doing well. I created my system myself, which is probably why I'm so confident in it. But if you choose to come and learn with me, you have to take a leap of faith that I do know what I'm doing and follow it yourself. But I think a lot of people do the class. Like I have my classes this weekend. People do the class, and then after the class, they get the conviction. They get the conviction after the class because they learn a lot. And a lot of what I do actually is common sense. I mean, it really is common sense. I don't know why the traders trade things that seem the opposite of common sense. For example, Apple. Shorting Apple is completely anti-common sense. If anybody did that or did an overnight trade in that, it was like absolutely ridiculous. And that is way a lot of the traders trade. In fact, on that live day when the stock ran red and I called the option trade, and then second day too, I said, this is fine. It's going to work. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. Because I know what other traders are doing. I know what other trader rooms are doing. I know the way people trade, but a lot of people do things that just don't make any sense. Following what institutions are doing, hedge funds, banks, big money, big professional traders that really move stocks, like Apple and Google and all the rest, that is common sense. You want to be with that big money. Even if I had a trade room with 2,000 people, we would not move a stock. Fun money moves stocks, okay? That's what moves stocks, not just traders, even a group of traders, unless everyone's taking massive size, which people tend not to. And I don't mean 5,000 shares of something. I mean 50,000, 500,000, a million. I mean, the volume in these stocks is astronomical. In fact, let's look at the volume in the TIVA. What was the volume in that TIVA that day? Well, let's just look at the volume here at CAR. MT has a question. Go ahead. Oh, that's pretty good. But let's look at the TIVA. There, look at that. Woo! Look at that. So, a couple of commas in there. Wow, let's look at the second day. Did you see that? See, that's what I'm talking about. Actually, here, this depicts the volume down here. But you can see the actual number. That is what I mean. That's what I'm talking about right there. Woo. MT, if you're typing a question, I can't see it yet. Or nothing came up. Anyways, the points tell you where the money is flowing. And it matters because you got to get in the trade in the right direction. If you went long TV, you lost money. Okay? There was another trade. Gosh, what was it? Was it ACAM? There was another really good trade I did that some of the room was going long in. Somebody told me in the room. You know, you have to be with the right direction. So, you've got to know what you're doing ahead of time. So, part of it is what? The strategy, which is the gaps. Here's the stock gapping, it's TIVA. Closed here, gap down. So, you need, number one, a strategy. Number two, you need a system with rules that you will follow. I'm not going to trade any gaps, so don't rate 20 points or more in the direction of the gap. I won't trade that day. You have to have rules. You have criteria, okay? This is part of how you do well. Number three, you need a method and structure to enter and exit the PECs. So here was the 1 minute chart. This was TIVA, again, last week. 1 minute off the daily. Stock closed here, gap down, boom. Open, rallied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. You could have shorted it, put the stop. Got the drop. So the morning trade in TIVA went doom, like this, very quickly. You could have done a second trade in this, which I did later, but the bottom line is the morning move in this was right in here. Time of the day again, between 9:30 and 10. This is a 1 minute chart. So you need a method and a structure to enter trades, and also you have to know where you're getting out, and I use that with the targets, which is what I teach in the class too. Number four, what else do you need to be successful or do this for a career? You have to have monetary goals. Your 3 risk units, 1 risk unit. If your goal is to make $1,000 minimum a day and you want to be in and out quick, okay, then you need to up your risk a little bit. But you have to make sure that you're finding the system right with a high win ratio. Otherwise, you lower your risk, but then you're going to have to hold some of the trades a little bit longer. But then you need to also lower your stop to keep yourself at break even, to protect yourself in case it back up against you when you're up. You have to have a trading plan that you follow, and it really should fit your personality. For me, it's getting in and out quick and risking more. And then I just do a second trade if I decide to. Okay. The reliability of the system means sticking with one thing. I believe this is part of the reason for my success as well. I only teach the gap class. Any of the other secondary classes really all have to do with getting better. They're advanced things about gaps. Gaps is all that I do. I'm extremely good at doing that. I don't know anyone else that does gaps like me or is as good at me at doing them. And I don't switch it around. Okay? I don't take things in the opposite direction if I even see them not working. Like if I had seen car gap down and it did something today and set up that told me it wasn't going to work as a short, then I wouldn't have flipped it as long. I've trained my brain so well to see what it's doing. And most people that trade that see things like that do flip. But they don't have the same instinct as me. And I will tell you that that gives me an edge. It means that in the live time, in the moment that I'm seeing it, I just take it. It's intuitive. And if you train your brain to do the same thing over and over and over, like I have for 8 years, it will be easier for you to trade. It will be easier for you to trade. It will be easier to see things. Okay? Anyways, here was the TIVA. Okay, so you can see this is a 15-minute chart. You can see the big move the TIVA had today. So again, we're on a 15 minutes. Stock closed up here the night before at 33 something, boom. Opened in the morning around 31 something, fell off the planet. So my internet was down this morning. I did not do the first trade in this. This was a massive move. What I'm gonna go over with you here is a second trade. It hit in here and it dropped. Actually, this cut off. Here, let's put up the, well, actually, let me show you the trade, and then I'll pull up the chart. Share quantity, 3,000. Entry, short, 3105. Exit, boom, 3030. First exit, nice move. Secondary move, again, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1. These are your goals. Total profit, 2,250 bucks, 3,000 shares. Had a stop in. If you had done this trade, you could have made over $2,000 today. This is the second trade that's set up today in the car. Now let me go over. I've got TIVA on my brain from last week. Okay. Here, I'm going to get the stuff off from the last night. Here we go. Boom, dropped, rallied. Actually, you could have done it in here. I wait a little bit for the confirmation. Boom, did it here. Got the drop. I did not see how this closed. Did it get to 30? Yes, it did. So I didn't hold it all the way down here. Got out at 30.30, but it did get to $30, which was the next number. Look at that. So again, your goal is not to get out at the low of every trade, but this had a nice afternoon move. Doom. So let's here, since I have this up, I do have this in the PowerPoint. Let's just go over. This is the morning. So I missed this one, but I would have called it exactly like this if I had, called it in the room, and people that were in the room could have done it themselves. Short it, and you get the drop. I highly, highly doubt that I would have gotten this whole thing. I would have gotten out of this in here in the first target. So this was a good move, but I would have never held this all the way down in here. Again, you short a stock like this and you get a move in this like this, you take it all the way down. You're up that kind of money in 5-10 minutes to get out. So really, really nice move here in this second one. And this does look lower. Okay. Now let me go over and show you. Okay, so that was the afternoon trade. Here's one I just showed you. Boom, boom. Again, this is CAR, the first trade short in the morning, quick. And this is, again, if your risk is $1,000 approximately per trade, you would have shorted this at 32, first target 31, although it did go farther. Like I said, you would have gotten out, or it would have told you to get out at the first target 31. So you could have made $2,000 shorting this today. That's a nice, solid trade. You would have been up money, before 9:45. Any questions about this at all? It is about the quality of the gap. It's about the quality of the pick. It's about the quality of knowing that CAR is a short. And then you also got to get the entry, which is what I do very well in the room. If you have questions, you can ask me. Anyways, $20,000 a month is doable, but you have to be strict with what you're doing. And you have to have the share size, the quantity. If something drops $1 and you got 2,000 shares, it's $2,000. If something drops $1 and you have 500 shares, you make $500. Both good profits, but a big differentiation in profit. Why? Because of the quantity of the share size. Once you build your confidence in what you're doing, you can step it up, okay? And then also sometimes you can hold them a little bit longer, and then you can also sometimes do secondary trades. I'm very, very deliberate in what I do. I have a lot of conviction. There's no, like I said, it's very easy to follow me. I'm like, doom. If I call a trade, I'm like 10 by 50, boom. And then I say target 31, boom, we're out. I mean, I'm very deliberate, okay? Again, it's confidence, it's conviction, but you have to learn this. You have to build it on yourself. I think relying on a mentor, someone like me, to help guide you, not just in the class and teaching you, but running the room as well and telling you CAR is a good one. This is a good one here. Market's higher. Apple, it still looks great. All of these things help you. Okay. I get many, many emails from people all the time. All I can say is that you can do it. But it's a process of building the confidence in yourself. And I think I know a lot of people that follow me, and a lot of people love me. They haven't done the class yet. Someday they probably will. But, I think a lot of people they lack confidence in their own abilities. People know I'm doing it, but it's just a lot of people just lack confidence in their own abilities to do it. But that's crazy, because if you've been following me or just sitting here watching me make money every day and not taking these trades, it's just silliness. It's just crazy. In fact, I think all the options trades that I called last week that are still in play all went profitable between yesterday and today. And I don't know if everybody on the options letter did them all. I have to do a review of all of them. I called so many in the last week. It's just crazy how many I called. But I think they all ran today and yesterday, the longs and the shorts. Apple just happened to be one of them. So this, you have nothing to look forward to if you're losing and don't have a good system, and you keep trading and you're like chomping at the bit and you're just batting your head against the wall. You've got to think about what you're doing. There are lots of places out there to learn how to trade. Some of them have no clue what they're doing. Some of them are good. Okay? You have to pick and choose. But if you want to come and learn from me, my class is this weekend, August 12th and 13th. You would be in the room with me if you want to join. I do gaps and nothing else. I prefer to short. You don't have to, do this for a living, but I'm telling you, you could. Some of the people in the room are retired. Some of the people have businesses. Some of the people still have jobs. Some people are full-time traders. It's a good mix. Some people are housewives. Okay, so it's a lot of different people from a lot of different places and even different time zones that are in the room with me. Everybody has different goals and reasons for doing it. But I absolutely suggest you follow the plan of action, the class, the rules I gave you, the points, and my trades in the room if you join. Any questions at all from anybody? So if you want to learn, you can take my Golden Gap course. The plan of action will be you will trade only Golden Gaps in the morning, only gaps to rate per the system. Okay, you will get the best entry that you can with precision early in the morning when it sets up. Okay, you're looking for a risk reward of 1 to 3. And you will also create a money management plan for yourself to achieve your goal. If your goal is to make $20,000 a month trading, then I'm telling you, this is how much you need to risk approximately in every trade. You need to be focused. MT, if you were typing something, it was stuck. I just realized that it looks still stuck. I don't know if you had a question to ask me or not. And anybody else here? I realize we've been here for an hour. I just have a little bit more. So anyways, the purpose of my system, the points, is to find big moves in the day in stocks. You want the early confirmation of the setup, good risk to reward, and high probability directional bias in the direction of the gap. What you will learn in my class is the 26 points. You will do this in the morning in the room. I also give my ratings in the room, and you follow the system. This is the only strategy that you need to trade if you really want to make money. You can use it for options, day trades, or you can do swing trades too. What you will learn is how to read institutional money and price action and gaps, and you really don't need to do anything else. If your reason for doing this is to make money, you only can use this system and use it for overnights or for day trades. I really think that people come to me and their expectation is to use it for one thing, and then they realize it works for so many others. So if you're at a job, you don't have time to day trade in the morning, you could do the options. You have to watch them, check your charts during the day, so you don't miss your exits, like today in the Apple. You don't have to do that every day, though, okay? Whatever you have when you're looking at your time with your life or how you can do it, you can use a system to make money in the market. You have to weigh it with your schedule, okay? So my class is $5,000 if you want to come and learn from me. It's absolutely worth it, but if you're doing wrong actions in the market and losing and want to try to figure something out yourself, keep trying. But the market takes money from you really quickly. The market chunks it out with people in losses, and they don't realize until the end of the year when they do their taxes sometimes how much they've actually lost. I've heard so many horror stories since I've had the business from people. I know it's an upfront cost to trade with me and get in the room, but you learn the system and you can use it forever, and it works. So if you want a trial, you can email me for the rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. But you will save money in the end by paying for the class, because you will stop the bleeding if you're losing money in the market. And you will be able to use the money, the class information to make money, which obviously is a benefit too. Any questions from anybody? Quiet group tonight here. I don't know where we're going to get tomorrow, but I cannot wait. Oh, there's MT's question. How much time does it take to gather 26 points on each stock? Is this available on the web? What do you mean available on the web? Nothing's available on the web. You learn in the class. How much time does it take to gather the 26 points? You learn everything in the class on Saturday and Sunday in the Golden Gap course. As far as in the morning, how much time does it take you to rate a gap like CAR or TIVA? I say to new people, 5 to 10 minutes per gap. Me, I can do it in, 1 to 3 minutes. But I do prefer to take my time. So you will make a small watch list. You're not going to rate 700 things. you're going to make a small watch list of 5-10 things. In earnings season, you have a bigger list than more, but you will automatically scan in the morning and not like a lot of things once you learn what you're looking for. And then you will make a list of however many picks, and those are the ones that you will sit down and rate before 9:30. So I would give yourself a good half an hour. An hour is best to rate in the morning. Free sites to gather data, do you mean to find gaps? Or you lost me there, what you mean? Available on the web to find gaps. Is that what you're saying? To find the stocks gapping? That car was amazing? Yeah, it was, Eric. What do you mean, MT? You mean to find gaps? Because you lost me there, what you meant available on the web, but I think I know what you mean. You mean to find stocks that are gapping. I think that's what you meant. No. No, all you need is a daily chart. I think I know what you mean, but here, hold on. Galahad, is there anything gapping tonight that I can just look at for MT? Hold on. Actually, let's do this. Hold on. Here, I'm going to give you this information. Galahad's going to look up a live gap, and then, because then I'll just move over right to the charts. If you're interested in the class, okay, the class is this weekend. It's a perfect time to trade earnings season. It's August 12th and 13th. This Saturday and Sunday. Class tuition's $4,999. If you want to sign up, it's 9 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. It's a full-on day, Eastern Time. It's a professional bearish gap system. Email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com to sign up. I already have people signed up. If you want to sign up, you've got to email me as soon as possible. I will email you the forms. I take in limited spaces. It's a good class to be in because this has been a great month to trade. I mean, my trading has just reached a phenomenal level. All right, now let's go to the charts. Galahad said fossil. I think I'm understanding MT's question, but I'm not 100%. But let's just see if this is what. MT, are you a guy or a girl? It's hard to tell. Oh, Disney's gapping too? MT is a man. Alrighty, here we have a good one. Yes, this I like. So, what you need a daily chart. Here, you said DIS and fossil. So I'm tired. I've had a long day. But I will rate this in the morning. But I gotta tell you, this fossil can get a groove on here. I have no idea where this is in the morning. Like tomorrow morning, tonight, this is at 9:58. If it opened here, I would like this, but will it open at 9:58 tomorrow morning? Probably not. This could go way lower. This could go higher. This could do anything. Tomorrow morning is a long time away for fossil. This has a lot of volume in it now. This will have a lot of volume in it tomorrow in the pre-market too. So this could drop another $2 by the morning. But anyways, right now, this second, I like it, but I don't know what this does by the morning. But if you mean, you can find gaps at lots of places, anywhere. Scanners, on your platform, but the rating you will learn that's what you learn in the class. That's what you would come and learn and pay me for, learning that information. What you're paying for me is A, my time, but B, the information to learn it. To figure out what the points are, you take the class, all you need is a daily chart. That's it. That's all you need. And you just do it yourself manually. With your own brain. Disney. Netflix, is Netflix gapping? It's not earnings. What is Netflix gapping for? Disney, let's look. Whoa, this is, whoa. What's happening here with this one? Is this earnings? This doesn't look good for this. Here, let's look. Yep, this is down too. Whoa, here. Disney announced a streaming service and stopped allowing Nexus to have content. So this isn't earnings. Is Netflix down? Here, let's look. All right, Disney's definitely down. Oh, Netflix down. Wow. But this ran up today. I don't know where this was today. I didn't look at it. I don't think this is going to open here, though, either. You just have to watch it. It's, you know, I said this about, did I say this about Amazon? I think I did in some webinar. You know, this could look completely different by the morning. I'm not saying this is a short. Gotta be honest with you. So, these are news related gaps then. There you have it. So Netflix is down tonight. This could be a watch for a short. Disney could be a watch for a short. Fossil could be a watch for a short. And there you have it. But I think all of these look slightly different by the morning. Some could look better, some could look worse. But as far as available on the web, you find gaps in the web. My class information you're going to learn in the class, and you will manually do it. You could, you know, I don't even, you know, there's no way. I mean, you have to sit down and look at each gap individually. I don't even know if you could program my points into some kind of scanner. I've never done that in all the years I've traded. I don't think you could, actually. Once you learn it, you'll see you really just have to do it manually. But part of that then teaches you what's going on and to use your brain to think clearly and objectively. There's really nothing better than your own brain to trade. So many people are afraid. They're afraid of their decision-making abilities. I'm not, okay? That does not mean that every decision I make is correct, but a lot of them are. But that's how I taught myself. I taught myself actually how to trust myself in my choices in trading. And that is a process as well. I'm well through that. But I think a lot of people just don't trust themselves. It's one of the reasons why it makes it easy to come and learn from me and be in the room where I give the exact calls and I tell you this is good and then you trust me. But if you actually want to get good on your own and not rely on someone else for the rest of your life, then you will learn to trust yourself. And then you will make good choices, you know? I'm not jumping up and down about Netflix lower right now. I don't think this is lower. I gotta be honest with you. But we'll see what it looks like in the morning. Disney looks better than this. Fossil I like the best. And then whatever else we get tomorrow. But all of these could look different by the morning. I usually don't rate stuff at night. Good lecture today. If anyone is interested in the class, email me. If you want to trial to the room, email me too. Okay. Here you go. And I'll see everybody that's in the room tomorrow morning, bright and early. We'll see what we get. Okay? Very good. You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good night.